All right, so this time we got a bit of an ongoing story. It hasn't have a conclusion yet because it's still, still more issues. One thing that we like about comic books is that there's so many big changes and things because, when you watch TV, movies and stuff, they're always kind of the beginning. But
Yeah.
in comics, since it's kind of a long ongoing story, there's always changes and things. So I was curious about Batman. I haven't really read Batman comics in a long time, the modern day ones. So I'm kind of curious what's going on now. So apparently, somehow Bruce Wayne lost a mansion, and Vandal Savage bought it and owns it, and Alfred died in the previous storyline against Bane. And but what surprised me the most though is that it's been going on for a couple of years. Usually in the comics, some of these major characters die but come back later. As of right now, Alfred is still dead. So I'm like, okay. And it actually comes to play into this story right now. So in the recent issues, Batman has this secret, I guess, secret extra identity that he backed up in himself. Well, I guess during his time training to become Batman back in the day, and this personality is called Enzer R, and it's supposed to represent, I guess, the more cold, calculating, I guess, the true Batman that will do whatever it takes to solve crime, no matter what, no matter who you sacrifice and stuff like that. So Batman had to fight, internally with this personality. And what happens in the story now is that Batman actually had. I don't know if you guys heard of the infamous Tower of Babel, I don't know,
Tower Babel.
Babel, Babel,
Babel.
Thank you. There's a story that was called Tower of Babel, where it was revealed that Batman had these secret contingency plans to take down each members of the Justice League if they
Right.
were bad. But what happened is he never elaborated about, what's Batman's, contingency plan? So we find out this plan was this robot named Failsafe that would activate and go after Batman. And basically what happens is if Batman ever commits a murder, that robot will activate and go after him and everything. And what happened is that in a recent storyline, it all ties together here, they framed Batman for killing the Penguin. And what happened is, in cases that Batman gets framed for murder, Alfred was the only one that had the codes or whatever to deactivate the robot, false alarm, he was framed, whatever. But as I said before, Alfred is dead now. So when this happened, Failsafe activated.
Cliffhanger.
Huh?
Cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Alfred is still
now what
dead. The robot
happened is
goes.
that Failsafe not only activated but encountered Batman. I guess between him and his other personality, they determined that Ensor R should be the real Batman, and Bruce Wayne himself is just not necessary anymore. So somehow, which I don't understand, but that's how comic books work, Batman downloaded that personality into the robot.
Yeah.
So now Failsafe thinks he's the real Batman, and he locked up Bruce Wayne and the Joker in Blackgate Prison. Joker knows he's Bruce Wayne, but for Bruce's benefit, he still has like wrap bandages or something, so the rest of the inmates don't know who he is or whatever. And that's what gets us here. So the current storyline that we're checking out is called Dark Prisons. And the first issue kind of dealt with just the whole situation I'm telling you, kind of get it explained for new readers, and how Batman escaped the prison. Because all the Arkham villains are being captured and brought to Blackgate in hopes to forcibly rehabilitate them. So while one of the bad guys named Punchline, she's like the Joker's current girlfriend now,
Yeah.
Punchline caused a disturbance, and this is how Bruce Wayne managed to escape. And then, the second issue kind of elaborates more about that. The main thing is, of course, Failsafe is a robot, so obviously he's like connected to the internet and he knows fucking literally everything. So Bruce Wayne is literally on his own. He has zero way to contact any friend, family, anyone, because if Failsafe finds out, he'll take him out. He'll kill his friends, his family, whatever. And on top of that, he convinced Damian Wayne, the current Robin, to join him, because since he has all of Bruce's memories, he was able to convince him of like, oh, when I raised you and junk like that. So
I read it to you when you were a youngin.
Yeah,
Pretty much how he got him.
Yeah, so Damian knows about it. And finally, the most recent issue deals with, again, Bruce Wayne on the run on his own, but now, what's her name? Amanda Waller is getting involved, and the news is getting involved because they see this robot Batman. Robot Batman convinced a lot of people that it's Bruce Wayne's consciousness in the robot. The Bat family is having doubts, and yeah, it's interesting. And on top of it all, the big cliffhanger now is that he has an army of Amazo robots that are all designed to go after everyone and stuff.
Oh yeah. Because I was like, what the? When I was reading
Yeah,
that
so
part.
that's big shit coming up. And not only that, but he's working this robot Failsafe is working alongside a guy named what's his name, Comte or something like that. The psychiatrist guy.
Yeah, I don't remember his name though.
Yeah, of
There was
course,
a
something like that. Those
yeah.
those are psychiatrist guy that was one of Batman's mentors back in the day. Because you know how Bruce Wayne went all over the world to train versus different people.
Oh yeah, and I was
Like,
saying,
this guy told him to be a expert martial artist. This guy told him to be an expert escape artist, that kind of stuff. So this guy went a lot into his mind and everything. And that's how he helped him form that separate personality and then to begin with.
And I remember I was saying I don't trust this guy.
Yeah. So this guy is running the prison while Failsafe is going out capturing criminals or whatever. He has his own evil plans, and he wants to make some kind of like brainwashing or lobotomizing machine or something. He wants to forcibly make all the bad guys, I guess, good now. And they're starting off with the Riddler, but we'll see what happens next. And my big question is, how are his goals going to conflict with Failsafe's goals? And what's Batman going to do? What's going on now? Because Amanda Waller is getting involved. Of course, you got her Suicide Squad, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So that's pretty interesting. And the next issue should be coming out either this week or next week, because now we're in the month of June, so it should be coming out soon. And yeah, so just quick general thoughts, Jupes, and any other.
I'm still so confused with how he downloaded his feelings, thoughts, memories into Failsafe. I mean, that is some really high-tech stuff up there, But yeah, but I think the main thing I like is how you have the whole Bat family together. You have Batgirl, you have Nightwing, you have Tim Drake, you have Jason Todd, you have all of them together trying to figure out what do we do about Failsafe, what do we do about Bruce, and all that other stuff. And then we got Damian, he's hanging with Bruce because he thinks it's his dad. And I was like, oh, poor delusional kid. And then of course I'm sorry. It's just the whole story it's just so crazy. I mean, Batman's cray. That's all I can say.
Yeah. So any thoughts on all these crazy revelations, guys?
That's just insane. Like, I haven't read a comic book in I don't know how long, but I'm a huge fan of the Batman universe in general. And I knew he had the whole failsafe for like the Justice League and all that. And I knew, it was always hinted to that he had like a failsafe even for himself, but no one knew what it was except him and apparently Alfred. So when that coming to light, that's insane. It's kind of confusing how he would have downloaded. I'm kind of what's Jupes on that. Like the Batman universe is pretty realistic. Like, there's a couple things that are like, okay, that doesn't make too much sense for real life. But for the most part, I would say it's pretty realistic. So downloading all of that into a robot seems stretchy.
Yes.
Like, it makes it to a stretch there, but, it's still pretty damn awesome.
Yeah, because that's the thing, because how people in the real world have like split personality problems and stuff. Like, how do you download? Is that so much download the personality? Because that's science fiction stuff. My question is, how do you like get out of your head and into the robot? That's what I mean. Because in Batman's case right now Bruce has a bit more leeway, because in the past he had to limit his thinking because everything he knows, this personality knows. Now that the personality's out of his head, he's free to think freely. The bad thing is he has to now act in ways that the other him can't predict. Because Batman always has a backup plan, top of a backup plan. Now he's going to need some super backup plans that his other self cannot predict. You know what I mean? But it's so weird. It's like, imagine doing that to Two-Face. Just get Two-Face's other personality to a robot or something, and then Harvey Dent could just live his life like back to normal.
Oh my gosh, he could fix Harvey Dent.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can be a DA again. Oh, and something else with the. Oh yeah, and because of all this stuff that's going on, Bruce is he's kind of off the grid, so he can try to figure out what to do, and hope that Failsafe doesn't come out, find him or because he don't want to contact anyone with these scared. Like Mark was saying, Failsafe will go after anyone around him, but of course. That's not going to happen. He's going to have someone help him, even if he's trying not to be helped.
Mm-hmm.
But Failsafe even went after, showing all the villains he had gone after. He even went after Harley Quinn. Yeah, right?
Yeah, and even though Harley Quinn is currently in the comics slightly reformed, more of an anti-hero type stuff, and she's like, yo, what gives? I'm a good guy now. I'm practically a member of the Bat family by now. And Failsafe is like, we don't care, like, oh, this does not erase your previous crimes and murders. You're coming with me and all that. So so it's like, damn,
And then we got except the Penguin joke, all of that's like
yeah. But we'll leave it any
Makes you wonder if the Failsafe is the better Batman.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. He sees himself as the better Batman and as the true Batman. The Batman that doesn't hesitate and all that.
Mm-hmm. This is the weird series. This one's just weird, man.
Yeah, I know. But I can't wait to see the next issue. It does have me interested. Like, some comics you're like, this stuff is like, oh, come on. But this one's like, I want to see what happens, man. I want to see how he gets out of this.
Yeah, it's just...
I might have to get that one.
Comics have always amazed me because so I've never growing up I had I had a Batman comic and I had a Spider-Man comic. I don't even know where they are I don't even know where they are now. But I never really got back into it because it's just so intimidating because there's so many stories and outlines. It's kind of to the point I'm like, are you just rehashing are we just rehashing old stories and just tweaking it a little bit? It's just it was just something I never really fully got into because because of the fact that it's just paralysis by analysis. That there's so many stories and so many outlets you can go, what's canon, what's not. It's just mind-boggling to me. They're going to the having Batman having contingencies for everything, because as I mentioned, he had contingency plans for all of the Justice League members. I think in either the Justice League animated series or the other one that they did, Unlimited, I think, or Batman and Superman were kind of talking. It was an episode where all the Justice League are being attacked, and they're getting their butts handed them, and so Batman then figures it out, oh, someone got into my network of on how to take care of it all, and so when him and Superman were talking, Batman mentions yeah, I have a plan on how to neutralize every single member of the Justice League. And Superman asks, well, what about you? And he's like, I have the Justice League to take care of me. So it's just kind of interesting that at least with that one, it's going into oh, it's a robot and this, that, and the other. And I mean, yeah, comics have always just been insane to me. Although going back to the whole oh yeah, the robot activates when Batman commits a murder. Is it as soon as he commits the murder, or is it when it hits the media?
It's hard to say because it's
not clear, honestly.
It was in some super duper hidden part of the Batcave or something. And I guess, I mean, it'll have to make sense, like you said, because it'll have to be when the media and all that stuff comes out, because it'll be wired to the grid, the internet, whatever, something like that.
Yeah, because if you think about it, he's killed hundreds of people, whether directly or indirectly. He might not have shot him in the head, but he's dropped people off buildings. He's thrown them into walls and poles. People are heavily disabled at the very least.
Yeah. And yeah, but it does answer the question though, because comics, Batman's probably been framed for murder who knows how many times or whatever. So I guess that was the protocol.
Hey, Batman Returns.
Yeah, that was the protocol of Alfred do it.
That would be my question there that would be my question there. If it's based on whether or not he killed somebody, he didn't actually kill somebody, if I remember your retelling right. It
Yeah.
was just that the media thought he did. In
Yeah,
which
they thought they
case,
killed the
why would
penguin.
that
I
not have
think the-
activated like centuries ago?
Yeah. Yeah, the Joker gave the Penguin some kind of something that made him like, heart stop or whatever, make the media think that he was dead. And that's what started like the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So he was in like a state that was near death in their reality, and
Yeah,
that's what triggered
but
the
enough to
failsafe,
make the
because
world think that he was legit
Yeah.
dead, to report it. So I guess it is kind of like what Doc said. It would have to be like when the media would catch up to it, because the robot would be wired to all that, I guess, dormant.
Let's
Because otherwise, how would he know? How would he just...
his Bruce Wayne, the Batman tingling sense be going off. Batman killing somebody,
Right.
tingling sense going off.
Exactly. He's
And I
only
also
mostly
would say-
dead.
I'm sorry. I was say I also agree with
Right.
Doc too about the thing about collecting comic books and stuff. See, I didn't grow up really with them either. I know my father had some growing up. He liked his comic books and stuff, but when I was interested in them myself, it is intimidating because there are like so many. There's so many issues, so
Thousands.
many iterations, so many versions. different
Where do you
universes.
start?
Yeah, that's the problem.
you don't just
Yeah,
pick one.
Like, is this the first one in this like storyline, or is this like the 8th one? I don't know.
Yeah, and then like there's this series where it's like sometimes like it'll say like book 1 or like part 1, but it's actually in the middle of something that's just like
Right.
this is the next chapter of the whole series. It's like
This
Yeah,
is
but
part
this
one
one-
of episode 8, basically.
Yeah, but this one basically starts off with Batman and Joker in prison. But like there's like this whole other thing, who knows, their 10-part story when they first bought Failsafe, when Failsafe first downloaded the personality into himself. This is like the new story, but still continues the ongoing, I guess, Failsafe saga. So I just didn't want to bother, reading all that. This is like the most recent one that was out at the time, so I wanted to get a jumping point to get back into Batman, but I'm obviously missing like the first part of it.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's the only downside about comic books, and especially with DC and Marvel stuff. So that I can't even really, I don't really bother with in general. I'd rather just try some kind of an indie series or some other series, some more original, and just try to read from there because it's easier to keep up with. Like that Geiger series I just started reading. So
Yeah. And then like
And-
Alfred didn't even die in this issue. Alfred died a couple of years ago. But if you don't read the comics, you're like, wait, Alfred's dead? Huh? What?
Yeah, exactly.
Hard story, like yeah.
and then,
So just to kind of conclude my section here, I want to point out that so Dark Prison starts out with Batman issue 145, continues out with 146, and of course the 8th issue as of right now is 147, with 148 coming out either this week or next week. So you guys if you're interested, check it out. And yeah, pretty interesting story so far. And we'll see how Bruce Wayne gets out of this one, how Bruce Wayne can beat himself,
Right.